Melissa from Muscle and Coffee. So today's video brings a couple of my former videos together. So for example, the recreational versus competitive sport and the individual versus team sport. Those two mostly. So the reason I'm making this video is the question was asked, why do you train? Why do I train? Why do you train? So when it comes to training, we are talking specifically with regards to competitive sport, because training is not the same as exercise, whereas exercise can be recreational, any activity can be exercise. When it comes to training, we know that we train because, especially if we are in a team sport, we train so that we know how to function within a unit. We train with purpose because we want to improve our skills, we want to get better. So when it comes to people that are training recreationally or participating in a recreational sport, that is where you have people that are playing sport to be fit. But when it comes to excelling in higher level sport, you need to be fit to play sport. So there's a difference. Some people play sport to get fit, that's more the lower leagues recreational, and where you need to be fit to play sport, that's more the higher leagues. So also one of the reasons that you play sport, besides improving your technique and getting to know your team and knowing how to function as a unit, you also train because you want to protect yourself. And when I say protect yourself, I mean in sport and in life, but okay, in training you need to go all out. You need to push yourself so that you know exactly what you are capable of, and that you improve your performance and you improve your fitness levels and your conditioning. So also that you have a certain level that you know that you can perform at, so that when you come to a game you can go all out, because that is what you want to do. Because when you're playing a game and you're competitive, you want to win, so you put in your best foot forward, you're making the most out of every opportunity and you are making serious efforts. So now when it comes to, there are many people, I don't want to say older people, but there are some people when they are training, they are not really very focused, they're not very serious. Sometimes it is a breakaway from family, it's a get together with your friends, people are chatting, you're not playing your position, you're not being serious, you're not applying yourself. So now when it comes to a game, this is why when somebody is doing a simple task, something that you've been doing all along when you were training, you do it in the game and all of a sudden you get hurt. For example, you are running, which is what you do in training, but when it comes to a game and you need to run and all of a sudden you pull a hamstring or you tear something and you're out for a long time or a significant amount of time, and then there's the whole, you lose fitness, you may even gain weight and all of those other things. So the thing is, when you are training with the idea of getting your body ready to perform. You need to perform. So now we're moving away from your role in the team and everybody has a job to do and. So when it comes to, for example, special competitions, so normally you are playing once a week, right? So now you're going to go to a tournament, and a tournament takes a lot of preparation and you want to have as much competition as possible. So now you have a number of teams together and you are playing a number of games over a short period of time, so everything is compressed. So now the problem comes in that if you were not coming to training regularly and you were not applying yourself while you were at training and you were not doing things to keep yourself fit or to keep your body weight in check or anything like that, you were not training with the end in mind, training with the goal in mind, you will find that performing in a tournament is going to stress your body and probably stress your mind and could lead to injury. So especially also now, if you come into, you have a team, it's a team component. If you cannot do your job and you get hurt, besides the fact that you get hurt and that impacts you, that impacts your team negatively as well. So then, remember I spoke about recreational versus competitive versus individual versus team sports. And one of my previous videos was called Living in the Past. So for instance, You could have gotten away with a lot less training, but your body fat percentage was lower, your fitness levels were higher, your ability to recover was higher also because you were younger. Look, things do happen as we age, but so that means you need to apply yourself to try to minimize the, I don't want to say the onslaught, but the process of getting older, because nobody's getting younger. We are unfortunately all getting older. Our ability to recover does diminish. Our metabolism does slow down. Our muscle mass does slow down. We become less flexible and. So now, if you take that you are getting older, number one, you weren't training seriously, number two, you weren't coming to training regularly, number three, now you go and you play in a tournament where instead of playing one game a week, you are playing 7 games over 3 days, right? So you have the extra stress of playing multiple games over a shortened period of time. It may be that you needed to travel, so now there's an altitude thing, so you need to get used to that. It may be that it is extremely hot, so then there's the dehydration factor. There's the exhaustion, the fatigue factor. And then it may also be that because you are now away from home and it's a more relaxed environment, you're not having the home responsibilities of your spouse and the children and going to work because you've actually taken time off from work, you will now find that you may be doing other activities that will impact your performance negatively. So for instance, it may be negative things, it's negative things that are bad, that are negative behaviors on the whole. Drinking recreationally, some people do it, some people are able to do it, and also as women, our tolerance for alcohol is lower. Okay, so if you're going to be drinking more than you should, number one, and now you are playing a number of games and you haven't been to many trainings, and when you were at training you weren't very serious, and you are not very fit, and you are overweight, and you are playing in the heat, and there's not enough time to recover, you are putting yourself at an increased risk for injury, and also you are putting your teammates under pressure, and you are creating a situation where it is not only frustrating for you, but it may be frustrating for your teammates as well, because sport, especially competitive sport, there is a lot of planning, there's a lot of preparation, there's a lot of sacrifice, there's a lot of money that goes into it. So you need to think beyond yourself when it comes to, like we said, sport and performance. But most importantly, if you are not, we mentioned all of the factors, you are not as fit as you should be, you're not as disciplined as you should be, you're not training the way you should be, now you go and you have a tournament, you have fun, maybe you have a little bit too much to drink, maybe you are eating a whole lot of things that don't agree with you, maybe you are staying up till late at night, and now you are exhausted, so now you're tired and you're overweight and it's hot and the altitude and you're dehydrated and you may be a little bit hungover from the night before. This does not bode well for your performance, and it does not bode well for the team as a whole. And if you get injured, it impacts on the team but also on you, because if you are injured and you come home, you may not be able to go to work, you may not be able to function in the household, and it is just basically quite a negative situation all around. So training is important. It is important. Besides the fact that you're part of a team and you want to work together as a cohesive unit, you don't want to be a group of individuals, you want to be a team, you need to look after yourself. You need to make sure that you are in the best possible physical condition that you can be in, because you want to prevent injury and you want to be able to enjoy yourself when you are playing. So, this is a little bit long. I had not intended for it to be this long, but it was just something that I was thinking about, because as I said, sometimes a subscriber will ask me a specific question and then I'll deal with the video, or sometimes I just hear things in passing and then it makes me think. So hopefully this has made you think. Hopefully I didn't bore you to death with all of the long talking. But yes, you are not one single thing. If you may be a mother, a sister, an aunt, a daughter, a niece, or if you are a man, your father, a husband, an uncle, a brother, etc., etc., etc. When you're working at your job, you have certain roles to fulfill. So there are a lot of things that you need to do, and you need to look after yourself so that you are able to be the best version of yourself and able to be as productive as you possibly can. So until the next video, bye.